All right, so in order to start your Shopify shop, you just head to shopify.com and you can just put in your email right here. So I'm going to put in a test email and you start a free trial. So when you see this screen right here, you could just pick any one. This is just to get data. So you could just put I'm just starting. If you have an existing shop, like a WooCommerce store or something like that, you can click this, and I believe they give you other options. But just for now, we'll put I'm just starting. We'll hit next. So in this screen, an online store is basically your shop. Social media is where it's really going to happen, where you're going to start actually promoting and marketing your products. So you definitely want to click that. In person, this is optional. This is something that you can or cannot do with Shopify. You don't need to have a POS, but if you have an in-person shop, you could definitely click that. Um, this right here is really useful if you have a blog with a following already, because what you can do is you can write promotional articles, and then at the end you could say, oh, here's the products you could buy with what I was explaining in my article. So that's pretty sweet. And then online marketplaces like this will set up later as well, Google, Amazon, etc. So we'll just next through here just to get started. On here, you could skip this to begin with, just because like in this video we're looking to just get you up and running. So I'll detail further into all these options later on. I'm just going to skip these for now. Um, Drop shipping. So this is kind of a big deal if you don't have in-house inventory and you plan to use drop shipping, which is a method of when people order, there's a third party that takes care of the inventory and they ship it for you and everything. And of course, they take a cut. But this ensures that you don't have to do anything. You literally just promote it, you market it, and someone else takes care of the heavy lifting, so to speak. So if you're not sure, just hit I'm not sure. We can next right through here. So your store name. Um, I'm gonna just put something like Joe's Test Shop. And don't worry about this portion. This is just for, like it says here, it's a temporary URL. This will be your domain name. So later on, we'll connect this. But for right now, this is the only thing that matters, your actual store name. But this right here, don't worry about this. This will be edited. This will be replaced later on. So when you're done with this, just hit next. And then your country or region, United States, hit next. All right, so this, you have to make an account. So you continue with your email address. I'm just going to put, it's okay to tweak. Mine isn't going to be an official production store, so this is okay. This account's going to be deleted. For you, you definitely want a secure password. It's going to be your production store. All right, I'm going to wait for this to build. This usually only takes a few seconds. Okay, now that we have the shop up, it's not officially up and running yet, so you can go through this guide to get the little thing set up, like your logo. I'm gonna detail the theme right now, so this will do. This happens later. This will probably be one of the last steps you do. When you set up your custom domain, any internal links will change. As long as you don't specifically have this portion, the actual temporary URL in your navigation link, which I'll show you what that is. Anything that Shopify puts in for you will be automatically updated, so you don't have to worry about that. Your sales channels is what we were discussing before. Right now, it's only online store, but this can include Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, stuff like that. And then Shopify payments. This step right here is for people to pay. So, if they don't want to use a credit card and they want to go through, well, I think it's their Affirm. They're a firm competitor. They have one, but Shopify payments, basically Shopify takes a cut and you don't have to worry about getting a third party or anything like that. So we'll just start off with the actual store. So we're going to click on online store on the left here. And under themes, Dawn theme is the default. It's a very good theme. I've used this in production multiple times. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's got stuff like a banner. You can see right here, welcome to our store. This is like a temporary banner you could set if you have a sale or something like that. And it's got some powerful things which we're gonna step into here. So when you go to when you click customize, this is like the real bread and butter of your store right here is all these little templates. So the first one that you're going to see here is, of course, the homepage. So this is exactly what it's going to look like. And you could change this so that usually what I do is I go into full screen just to make sure, because sometimes full screen, you're going to have an image in here that might be too big and you're not going to notice it until you go into there. But you're going to notice that the layout will change slightly as you go. And of course, mobile, everything changes. So all of this collapses. So you're going to see how this gets designed as we go. So like, for example, the image banner. This is all very generic stuff. You do not have to be a software engineer to navigate through this. Everything is intuitive in this box on the right. So as soon as you click, you're going to know exactly what you're stepping into. So cover image, you could just select. I'm just going to walk through here. So for example, you have like a fall sale happening. You could do something like this with this little dog here. You hit select. If you want to add multiple images, you can. Just for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to edit this. And you can see how like intuitive this is. It's just literally one click. Fall sale. You can click into here. 25% off all puppy accessories. The text style is going to change that font. So you're going to see if you want something, see that's way too small. But what you can do is you can just play around with this, see what works. Even here, sometimes like if you don't want a large heading, you can put something like this, which doesn't really make sense for this banner. This is what I was talking about before. So all these buttons, right? You can customize these. So instead of you having to put a link into here, Shopify gives you this drop down, which is great because, like I said before, when you connect your domain, all of this will just change automatically. So if you have a collection, which I'm going to jump into in a second, this is the default, is like all collections. But if you have a specific collection for puppy accessories, you can connect that right to here. So I'm going to backtrace into this later on, but just for the sake of showing you how this works, we're going to just hit save. All right, and once something like this, if you like what this looks like, this will be automatically published. And you don't have to do that. You can click this little drop down and hit view, and this will open the page for you so that you can see it without it, without your customers seeing it, just in case something doesn't work out completely. So you see how that all condensed. This is all live. Well, test live, I should say. So that you can view this before you publish any changes. Because once your store is live, you don't want to start messing with the theme, unless it's on like the middle of the night or something, and you want to publish something that you designed. But yeah, you can see this is just the header. You click shop all, it goes right to the all collections pages, which we have nothing yet. So that's like step one. I mean, your shop is, for the most part, the foundation's already in place. You have little things up here like the menu, the navigation. You can add stuff to this, which I'm going to show you. Your search, people could search for stuff, and then your cart. All these are just bootstrapped pages, so you don't have to worry about creating a cart page. All of this is all just very, very simple. This is why Shopify is extremely powerful. Oh yeah, this is the announcement. So at the top here, if you don't have an announcement right now, so like if you don't have like Black Friday sale, this is just an example of what you could do. This you might change to like inverse so that it stands out. That's usually what I do. If this is white, you want that to be black, vice versa. If you don't have an announcement, what you can do is you go right up to this little guy right here and you just hit hide. This way this doesn't get like disabled. You just hide it and hit save, and that's it. Your announcement's off. So it's like everything's just very intuitive. And there's a lot of different widgets you could use. I'm not going to dive into that here. This will be in another video. This is just to get you literally up and running with your first product. So, and of course, you can absolutely explore this as much as you want. Your shop is not live, so this has a password on it. It's not like when you hit publish, 1,000 people are going to flock to your website and start buying things. This is just, you're just setting up your shop. It has a password. No one can access it. So you can take your time setting this up. And of course, I will definitely detail this as we go. There's a whole bunch of aspects to this. It's not just the homepage. There's the products. So like an actual product, since we don't have any, I can't really customize it yet. So that will definitely have to be something I would have to show you later on. But this is just an example of like a contact page if you happen to have one. And these pages that they come with, they're not the most powerful. So something like this you would use a third-party web application for, which I'll also detail as well. There's a popular one called Pagefly. I use it with all of my clients. Very powerful. It's inexpensive as well, because pretty much almost every single app that you use within Shopify, unless it's built by Shopify itself, there's some sort of a subscription in it. And it's not really like mind-blowing. It's just a subscription. Everyone wants their cut. You're basically getting products that help you build your shop as you go. So you're not even going to see a dent in your budget, because as long as your shop is selling items, it just comes out of your monthly statement. That's all. So it's not really a big deal. It's almost like it's just the same as web hosting, except you're building an e-commerce platform. So all right, let's get started with your first product. This way we can get at least something in the door. So on the left, you're going to go over to products, and you're going to have multiple selections here, but we're just going to go with the default page, and we're going to go add your products. So for example, if this is an actual, puppy collar, I'm just going to stick with the puppy because I picked that image. You just name it here. Let me just get rid of this. You can describe your actual product right here. So this is a puppy collar. This could be as long as you want it. I'm going to show you where that's placed on the actual page. If you're a coder, you can put HTML elements in here. So if you wanted to make this, bold, if you want to copy and paste it from your old website, anything you do will transcribe right into here. This is what's called a WYSIWYG editor. So it's literally what you see is what you get. So if you want this to be bold, you want it to be italic, whatever it is, everything happens in here. And it's pretty cool that you can add little things like videos, images. You can insert a table if you have like a pricing table or a sizing table. You could do that as well. Media, I don't have any puppy collar media, but you just click add files, and you can actually add multiple images, videos, as well as 3D models. And that's the really cool part about Shopify, is you really don't know how powerful it is until you have to do something that requires a huge setup. Like, in order for you to set up a 3D model on your website, you really need a pretty good hosting plan in order for people not to be slow. And, especially if you have multiple people, like, an IKEA shop where you're looking at 3D models of chairs. I mean, you need to render that in your browser. So Shopify takes care of all of that for you, which is great. We're going to get to the right side, so I'm going to hit that in a second. But I just want to go down this column. Your pricing, this is all pretty much self-explanatory. So this is $25. Compare it to, maybe $35 at a competitor. And if you hover over here, this will show you that. You see that little strike through? This is all, psychological additions so that people could see, oh, wow, this is cheaper than someone else. So that's what's pretty cool about this. And you can actually calculate what's going on. So if the cost for you to make this item is $10, it'll tell you have a 60% margin off of this. So these are all just little things that that you can use inside of Shopify so that you could become a better merchant. It's really a great product. And if you have quantity, you can, of course, you can adjust your quantity and everything through here. If you go through drop shipping, this is set up through there. You don't have to worry about quantity. It's all set up on the actual site. So if your drop shipping merchant runs out of t-shirts, you don't have to worry about this. Will change to 0. Everything's automatic through there. So that's pretty cool. And of course, your shipping weight. This is for when you go to ship a product. This is calculated at checkout, so you don't have to worry about any of this stuff. This is what I like about this platform. And then variants, color, size. So if you have multiple sizes, so you have small, medium. You could also adjust the prices right here. So if small is $22, medium is $25. It's all through here. Everything is done through this whole terminal here. And the last thing in this column is your search engine. So, for example, if you don't like that this is a puppy collar is what shows up, you hit edit. You can edit your meta description through here. So if you have an already existing SEO agency, you could tell them I want to optimize my Shopify shop, and they're going to use their keywords in here, page title, even your handle. Anything you want to put in here is all customizable for Google. Let's go back up to the top on the right hand side. So you want this to be in draft unless you're ready to actually publish this. So say for instance you do this and a customer walks into your shop in the middle of you trying to set this up, you hit it to draft. This is not available anywhere, so you don't have to rush through this. This is not something you have to do in one sitting, which is great. Your sales channels and your apps, this will begin to populate as you add multiple sales channels. So right now is only online store. If you add Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest, they will show up under here, so you don't have to worry about any of that. Underneath here, this will be if someone, if there are multiple purchases or something like that, all your insights will be under here. So you can go to an item and you could see, hey, we sold 45 of these last week. This is doing great. I'm not going to touch this. Or you'll say, you haven't seen any items sold in the past few weeks. Maybe I should adjust my SEO. Maybe my keywords aren't working. So it's pretty cool like that. It gives you intuitive things to look at. Product category, this is for taxes and stuff like that. Shopify tries to be as smart as possible with as little setup as possible. So if this is an apparel, you definitely want to set this as an apparel. This way you're going to have the right percentage tax, depending on where you're located, where people are purchasing from. The product type, this is something, so this would be like accessories. This is used as a filter. So for example, if your shop has a filter at the top, this could be puppy accessories, dog, adult dog accessories, puppy, this way people know what they're shopping for, cat accessories, stuff like that. The vendor will most likely be yours unless you sell third party. If you don't manufacture the product, you can have the vendor in here. So of course for a puppy shop, if you have puppy food, you definitely would have the vendor in here if you don't manufacture your own food. And this is helpful for SEO as well, because people are searching for these big brand names, and if you need to have this vendor right, this way people are going to know that this store exists with that keyword. And collections, so this is where it gets interesting. This is a puppy accessory, right? So we could do accessories. And what this will do, actually, let me take homepage off. Oh, you know what? We didn't make it yet. That's right. They recently changed this because they want this, again, they want this to be smarter. So I'm going to leave this blank, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean in just a second. So tags, right? Tags, we're going to do accessories. I'm going to hit that as a tag just for an instance, and this could be puppy. So let's just say this is good to go, right? We're going to hit active. And this will tell you exactly where it's going to be available. So for example, you could manage this. This will have exactly, so say Google, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest. You could check where you want this to be. Most likely you're going to want it on all sales channels, but some of the times you don't. We have a client right now who has a shop where he sells humongous, violins that people don't buy online. But you still want them to appear on the sales channel, maybe. If there's no price, though, it depends. So that's why you're gonna want to strategize about that. Okay, you have your puppy collar. That's all set to go. If you actually go to your store, this probably will show up on the homepage. Sometimes they have they have like automatic things that are featured. Here's your puppy collar. This is usually an image since I don't have an image. This looks kind of ugly right now, but this is like your basic page. This is stuff that like, see, it says it's on sale because you have a crossed out price. If you don't have that compare at, this will be just right, a regular price. When you click medium, you're gonna see it's sold out because I have the inventory as 0. But something like that, I mean, this is all just like, you didn't have to do any of this. This is all set up for you, which is great. So back to this part where I was telling you about, the puppy sale is happening on accessories. You want to change this, right? This is not going to go to all. You don't want this to go to all collections because that's not where you want the people to be. You want them to be where the collection is. So let's go back to products, and there's something here called collections, right? You're going to hit create collection. We're going to call this accessories. Now you're probably thinking, oh, I could just add each product to this collection. You don't have to do that. You can if you want to, of course, but you want to set this up as automated if you're able to. So this product tag, remember how I selected a product tag called accessories? See how Shopify adds this to the dropdown now? I mean, it's just very, 1, 2, 3. They walk you through like all of this, which is great. So when you hit save, right, this is going to automatically put this in your accessories. So your accessories, this is the first thing in here, which is great. You don't have to do, all you had to do is set that as the tag. And the reason why I say to do that is because your shop will become smarter over time, and by the time you know it, you're going to have 1,000 products in there, and you're not going to be able to keep up with manually adding products. You're going to forget to put it somewhere, and it's just easier. You could even do it by title. If the title contains something like accessories or collar, right? That's what the product contained. This will show up in here. I think if I take this out, let me do dog. No, that doesn't update. I thought that updated in real time. If you hit save, it'll tell you at the end. So like if I actually did do dog, this probably won't show up. Yeah, see how it removes it? So you want to keep this as, like this will be product title contains collar. You could add another condition where the product title contains leash, and this will be any condition. If you do all, they have to contain all of this. You do not want that. You want contains collar or leash or vest, something like that. When you hit save, this will show up with, if it was puppy leash, it'll also be in here. So this is extremely, extremely powerful. And this is how you want your store to be. You want your store to be as automated as possible because the tools are here. You don't need to, have an assistant go through this every time. I mean, this is just something that does it for you. That's the beauty of Shopify. So let's go back to the online store where we can customize that button. All right, so fall sale, puppy accessories, you click here. Instead of having all collections, now you hit collections. You're going to want the accessories collection. Hit save. We're going to go back to view the store. When you hit shop all, now you go to accessories. This is exactly where you wanted your customer to be. That's it. And that was set up within, 5 minutes. You set up a collection and you change the button and everything's good. So that's a basic setup into creating your store, creating a product, connecting the product to your homepage. And like I said, all these little widgets down here are customizable. You don't have to have accessories right here. This I'm going to detail in a future video, but you could change everything. Everything's change collection. You could change this to where it's accessories or if it's whatever the homepage collection is. And you're going to see everything updates in real time. It's just very intuitive, very simple. Uh, and that's really it. That's like a basic 1, 2, 3. Welcome to my shop. Um, there's a lot more to set up. So you're not going to immediately be able to, like you have to pick a plan first and stuff like that. But when you want to remove your password, there's just a few hurdles to jump through. You have to set up policies on your website. So in your settings, and this I'm going to walk through as well later on. But you have a policy here for everything: refund policy, privacy policy. And this is all because this is what makes your brand reputable. A lot of people think that, I'll set this up later. This is not important. But Google thinks this is important. Facebook thinks this is important. So as you have have customers shop for you, what you're going to do is you're going to want to set this up now. Okay? So once these are all set up, Google and Facebook and everyone will start to trust your brand more. And that'll lead to more sales down the road.